Have you ever wanted to make your own natural deodorant? Well, you're in the right place because today I'm going to show you how to make it. All you're going to need is a bowl, a fork, a spoon, coconut oil, arrowroot powder, sodium bicarbonate, shea butter and essential oil that you like that's skin safe. Now this recipe is so easy and it doesn't take long to put together. But what I love about this recipe is that it's pretty much the same formulation that you'll find in so many natural deodorants that you might find in a supermarket or in a natural beauty shop. It is so fantastic and it works really, really well, which is so important. This formulation is one that me and my husband have used for years, and he's a stinky farmer, so if it works for him, it's going to work for anyone. So let's get going. So the first ingredient that we want is coconut oil. We're going to want 3 tablespoons of coconut oil put into our bowl. The coconut oil can be infused with herbs, but for this recipe I'm just going to keep it plain and simple. So 3 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3. So just add them into the bowl. Now the coconut oil helps with the texture of the deodorant. It also helps keep your armpits soft. It creates a kind of sticky paste which you need to keep the powders on the armpits. And also it does have sort of antiviral qualities as well, which is kind of nice just to keep everything fresh. Next up, we'll add in our shea butter. Shea butter again is going to help with the paste-like texture of this deodorant. And again, we're adding in 3 tablespoons. I should probably add that it's a good idea to have a cloth to wipe your hands, because otherwise you're going to end up really messy. Okay, so that's about right. I've created a huge mess, I have to say. So now we're going to move on to the powders. The 2 powders we use in this recipe is sodium bicarbonate and arrowroot. Arrowroot is a lovely silky powder. It's great at absorbing sweat, so this is going to help keep you dry. Now this recipe isn't an antiperspirant. We don't really want to stop our bodies from sweating because that's how we detoxify. And if any of you enjoy saunas, you'll understand that, it's an important part of our bodily functions. So we don't want to stop that, but we do want to keep ourselves a little bit dry. So the arrowroot is great for that. And again, this is 3 tablespoons. I'm sure you're seeing a pattern here. And then sodium bicarbonate, again, 3 tablespoons. Now the sodium bicarbonate is also going to help absorb sweat, but it also is an anti-deodorant. So I don't know if any of you heard this before, but if you have like a smelly fridge, you can add in a little bowl of sodium bicarbonate into the fridge and it helps clear out smells. So the sodium bicarbonate is actually doing the same thing in our recipe. And then finally, we're going to add in our lavender essential oil. I'm going to add in 12 drops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we'll just mash it together. So in here we have 3 tablespoons of coconut oil, 3 tablespoons of shea butter, 3 tablespoons of sodium bicarbonate, 3 tablespoons of arrowroot powder and 12 drops of lavender essential oil. And then all I'm going to do is mash this up. And basically what's going to happen is the shea and the coconut is going to mix together with all those lovely powders and it's going to create a paste. Now depending on your climate, the paste is going to be looser or thicker, I suppose, or more solid, depending on how hot it is. So I'm actually filming this on quite a cloudy Northern Irish summery day, so basically it's cold is what I'm saying. So the shea butter and the coconut oil is actually quite solid, so this will be quite a good pasty texture. If you live in a warmer climate, you might find that your coconut oil is already melting and this comes together to be a little bit more of a fluid texture, and that's absolutely okay. If you don't like that, you can just add in more bicarbonate or arrowroot, or if you find it too powdery, you can add in a little bit more coconut or shea. So So it really is not a, you know, you don't have to be too precise with the measurements. That's what I'm trying to say. Try and keep it in your bowl, unlike me. And you can see now, like, it's coming together almost like scone mixture. So that's looking really good, and it smells fantastic. Now, essential oils are really important in this recipe because not only are they going to give you the lovely scent that, you know, we want in a deodorant, but they also have antibacterial qualities, which are going to help keep bacteria at bay in the underarm area. And it's the it's the bacteria growing in the underarms that creates the smell. So it's really important to use some antibacterial essential oils. Now, all essential oils are antibacterial because they're volatile oils, but examples of things you could use would be lavender, geranium, tea tree is great, it's a sort of unisex one. Tea tree and lavender together are one of my favorites. Yeah, anything that's so skin safe. I think geranium, lavender and tea tree are definitely my favorites. Now, at this point, this has come together perfectly. So you can see it sort of creating this sort of stuck together texture. And when I mash it, it's sort of coming away from the sides and it's sort of forming a bit of a sort of lump. Now it's ready to go into its jar. So super simple. Just make sure that when you're mashing it, just make sure there's no lumps of bicarbonate or arrowroot. You may want to just do a little check as you're turning it around. But there we go, this is like the perfect texture. These are the jars I like to use, but you can use anything. You can use a old jam jar or even like a little plastic tub. It doesn't particularly matter as long as it's something you're comfortable using. So then we're just gonna pop this into the jar, like so. Now I like to pack it down with a clean finger just to remove any of the air bubbles. So in it goes. Or you can use your fork as well. Packing it in. And you want to get it as much in as possible. And you can see there, that is the deodorant. Absolutely beautiful. So it should smell pretty strongly of lavender with the 12 drops. And once you seal it with a lid, that just keeps all that lovely essential oil scent in. If you leave the lid off, what will happen is some of the essential oils will evaporate off. And that is how to make a perfect homemade deodorant. And then when it comes to using it, you literally just use your finger, gather a little bit up on your finger, and then you just apply it to your underarm area. And what will happen is the shea butter will sort of melt into your skin, but it also coats your skin with the powders. And that's it, like super, super simple. So I hope you enjoyed this video on how to make your own natural deodorant. Like I said, the recipe is in my book, The Garden Apothecary. So if you want to check that out, I will leave a link in the description below. Make sure you check out Rooted, my online membership hosted over on patreon.com/BeckyOcole. I have I think it's over 80 workshops, audios, just so much content over there. There's masterclasses that go on for an hour. There's foraging walks. There's in-depth chats about certain herbs. There's also seasonal chats about how to kind of ground yourself into the seasons. There's so much good stuff, and it's all linked below, so do check it out. Stay in touch, make sure you sign up for my newsletter. I have a free seasonal guide to summer over on my website. If you want to download it, you just have to sign up for my newsletter. If you want to find out more, I'll link everything below, and thank you again so much for being here, and I hope you give this recipe a go.